Hello and welcome to SwitchNTrap. This presentation shows you the version 1 of SwitchNTrap. More features will be added, but SwitchNTrap is already very powerful and can improve the game development process of your game and decrease the time needed to do things like moving objects, rotating objects, creating traps, elevators, doors. You can connect even different things together. So, for example, if player steps on a platform, something opens, then something will be activated, deactivated, and so on. It's state-based system. So you can even write your own scripts, and by implementing given provided interfaces, you can also turn your own scripts into switch controls, which can be combined together with other scripts to create this China events. So let's start. You see, before I go to the demo scene, let's look very fast at some things on the window here. Um, for example, you have here I have selected on the left side some platform. This platform has a main switch controller script on it. It's state-based system. I will explain more later, but let's just look fast at some of the scripts. This one is a main switch controller. This provides functionality to, for example, to rotate objects. You can rotate objects without limitation over 360 degrees. You can rotate 10,000 degrees, whatever, in any direction. You can also create swinging movement between two axes, or even movement from two axes to the third one and back. You have possibility here to adjust speeds over lifetime. You have a lot of configurations here. And this script can also move objects and so on. You can drag and drop your sounds for any state or situation here. You can also, when this object, which is provided here, moves to specific coordinate, in this case, when it's done, the next status will be set from deactivated to activating, activated, and when it's activated, it can call other objects with the iSwitch controller interface, so other switch controller scripts, to change its state as well. This way you can easily combine things, as you see here. You have also preconditions, which you can make rules when to activate something or not. Yeah. On the left side, when we click on, when you press or select some objects here, you see the gizmos are showing the connections in different colors. They all have own meaning. This way you can fast see the configuration of the script. You can also turn off the things here or here in this window. This one is using another script, the Node Walker. This ball is using the script. This one moves objects between multiple coordinates, positions. Yeah. You have also very lazy loading icons here, which indicates the kitty here with the border indicates which kind of script is attached to. If you use iSwitch control on your scripts or other interfaces, your scripts will be shown here as well. This is very lazy loading, cat-like lazy loading. It won't lack your Unity editor. Yeah, so let's start with the demo scene. So this one is an example of combining in-chain scripts. You see, I press on the button, the switches are going down to deactivate it as well. Some traps are moving, pushing this ball which has a rigid body on it. When I go out the platform, the doors will close. I can do the same with pressing the X button on this switch. The things will open again. Everything is using SwitchNTrap scripts as well. This walls here. There is a collider. When I go near it, it's changing the state from deactivated to activated of this walls here, and then jumping to the coordinates provided. Pretty easily made. My cat. Oh, here's some button. We go now inside. Welcome to Mr. Gray's torture chamber. So you can pretty easily add the scripts on any object. You can, for example, make two cubes and like this one, and attach the scripts, and they will turn into a button. So there is a main switch controller that moves the platform after player has reached a collision box, then moves the button down, and this one is setting, after it's done, the state on this ball. And this ball indicates with other script which change the material if it's activated or not, and moves itself as well on the top. Same goes here for this one. Pretty easy example for a lever. You can use the demo scene to just drag and drop things in your game, or you can look at the functionality, how the things are done. So let's start from right to left. Here are some buttons or ground switches provided. Yeah. The most things are emissive, so when you turn out the light, you see that the most things are glowing in the dark. You see here spike traps, reverse one, chunks combined in chains. This button activates this one activates the next row, and so on. And the last one is reversed. When I step on it, they will activate as well. Here we have the models for the spike trap. You have 4 different kinds here, with blood, without blood, also ground platform with blood. If you want to make some zombie game, horror game, you can use it. But you can do as well some game without blood. You have all variation with and without blood. Another example. Here we have the rotating saw, circular saw. You have here different examples. You can just press on the object in the hierarchy and look how they are working. This button, I need to stay on it to make the thing rotate. And this one, just using toggle. There are also more objects, models. This example. These are PRB models, so They don't have to higher poly counts, but they have multiple textures set on the material, so this gives a 3D effect on the model. If you want to use them in mobile game and this game should be supporting all the devices, you can modify a bit materials to remove some extra detail by deleting some of the textures. So let's jump back to the examples here. Here you can see when you open the demo scene how the configuration is done. There are different variations. So this source are using, there are three scripts. One is state setter, which is setting a state of any switch controller. When you go on the button, it's triggered by collision, then the button goes down with help of a switch controller. When it's down, it's changing its own state from deactivated to activated. And when it's done, it's changing the status of the soul here, and it starts to move in one direction. If it's deactivated, it goes back. There are different constellations here. The last one here, let's look at the spikes. Yeah, they are very nice moving here. The last one is using another script called Node Walker. This one can move between multiple coordinates positions. This sandbox here is using this as well. It's just to play around. I made these platforms here. They're stopping if you're stepping on the button. I'm not so good at this. So let's go to the other side. You can create your own traps and so on, or you can drag and drop things from the demo scene. On the left we have here a lever generator. You have a lever here, and you can just press on the buttons, and it will generate your own custom variation of a lever, which you can easily use in your games. For example, if I want to make something more stony, we can just jump on these items here. You can see in the documentation how it's done. And we have now created new lever with more stony materials. You can also create gold bars, wood, metal, and so on. Some things are glowing in the dark. You can also add second material to the gear and create the runes here on the surface. So let's go back to the explanation of the functionality of SwitchNTrap system itself. So here we have a lever. It's activated, deactivated, activated. Here we have the same with provided model. The next one is only once triggerable. I cannot use it anymore. If you have a game when you want things to be only once used, this is example for it. This one will jump the lever back to the first position and only then change the state. This one shows how to set activate or deactivated things, so just disable things. Oh, I'll press on this one as well because the collision is too big. To use the buttons, there is a demo script provided which is using the old input system. You can, if you want to create a script which meets your needs, you can open it and look how it's working. It's pretty easy. Info is provided in the documentation as well. This way you can create your own script which listens to inputs. This one is listening to the X button and also printing some text on the UI. And if X is pressed in a collision radius, it will set the state of the lever here. This is how it's working. It's the same script almost as which is listening to collisions on the buttons here, but it's also input. Here we have example which shows multiple objects connected in chain. It's the same. This one is using another script which is there to make combinations, and only after some combination is made, a connected object will change its state. Only then, for example, here we need first lever and the last lever to be activated. In the middle, deactivated for the status activating or activated of the ball behind. If we change just one of them, nothing will happen because the status for the deactivate must be reversed. Here we have the same, but we just need once to be false to be to send to the object falsy state. The combination proxy is a standalone script which is combines status, but normally you don't need it. You can use the pin conditions on the main switch controller or node worker to get the same outcome. This is example for this one. This is doing the exact the same like this script here, but without using it. The good thing about this script here, you can use it pretty easily with your own scripts if you want to make switch controllers. Here we have, for example, this lever on the left can, for example, open a door. But there must be other levers be activated before this lever can do something. For example, if you make some game with different locks and different constellation are needed to move something, open something, this is the example for it. So we need this lever and this lever to be activated, and now we can move the ball. But there is another lever. If it's activated, doesn't matter which state others have, you can always move the first one then. This is something like a master key, as you see there. The next part is the node worker. to show it, I'm using the spike balls here, which are, some of them are glowing in the dark as well, as you see. The models are modular, so you can combine things as well, or remove some parts from them. So, what's Node Walker? As explained before, the main switch control is moving only between two locations. If you want to create elevator or something that is moving between many positions, you can use the Node Walker. And here you can see step by step how it's set up. It's pretty easy. This one is just moving between 4 points of locations. This one is rotating in the loop direction the objects which is moved. The next one adds rotation towards direction. So you can just look at its configuration, then you can figure out which one you want to use or how to create something similar with the script. This one is toggling, so I need to stay when I'm moving platform, it's changed the state, and it's waiting on some coordinate. This one is waiting on the second node, and when it goes to the third node, it sets state on the switch control which is on the cube. So activating, this way the cube is moving up, and if it's on the 0, it moves back again. You have different examples. You can also combine things, make logs, like you saw earlier on the wheels here. Okay, this one doesn't want me to move them. So you can create something difficult by chaining, by setting in the chain events the script, like this one. Here are preconditions as well. We cannot press this button because it's blocked. You can repeat it from beginning, and so on. You can easily make some elevators. You see, this one is just moving in circle and going down. This one is only moving when something is entering a collision, a trigger that is on the platform. And if I leave the platform, it will automatically stop at the 0 index. Here are even more explanations how to set up Node Walker. Here are possibility when the objects get deactivated, you can make it move back, forward to the next node, closest node, or teleport to some node. Yeah. You can look at the demo scene yourself to find out which functionality is provided. I will even add more. Here we have some interesting traps. You see there are different variations with one material, with two materials, where you can just add seconds for the grass. Yeah. But before we go here, there is something interesting hiding before this behind this wall here. Let me show you the elevators. So we're going back. There is the elevator, which reminds me of one of my favorite games. The character controller is not rotated with it because I haven't provided functionality for the demo controller, but normally it will be rotated. These levers are deactivating automatically when the platform is in the near. Here we have different constellations or platforms which you can use in your game. And this one is trap. If I jump now, I will fall. So I need to wait. You can create something like this one in your game as well. Let's jump. Here I was playing around. You can see the platform here will teleport object on given coordinates. It's working when using main switch controller and setting activated and deactivated coordinates to the same ones. It will teleport object this coordinate, and this is what we are using to move the ball back. So if I shoot it with by pressing X and going back to the platform, it will be teleported back. So we did it. You see there is platform far away. Now it's moving. It's example how to, without using preconditions, with just using main switch controller, then how we can create something complex. We could have made the same thing pretty easily by using preconditions. But this is just an example. We made here a platform which is moving like this. When you step on the button, the walls will close and we will be abducted, moved somewhere else. So yeah, and then we are moving back. You can create a lot of interesting things, I guess. Just play around the script. I'm sure you will find something to create. So now let's go to the interesting part. We are going back now. We see the elevator examples again. we're going on the elevator again here. We can chop down. As I said, the models are modular, so you can combine things, combine. This one are using main switch controller with loop swing option. This one on the deactivated it has on angle, then on activated another one, and this has third angle which is moving from activated to this given third angle in a loop. And you can adjust the speed when to slow down on the lifetime, when to increase this movement speed or rotation speed. You can also, as I said, combine other things like the spike ball here, or maybe the circular soul here. Why not? Here we have a crazy example with toggle and a button. As I said, you can make unlimited rotations over 360 degrees, so this one is going crazy here in the middle. You can also provide your own sounds. I have just added some basic sounds to show the things are working. Here is a collider. When we're moving to the fake wall, this thing will appear. The spike barrel trap. You can remove it or make it getting up again. Here you can look at the models. They are PRB. They don't have much detail, the models itself. Everything is made with a illusion, with light. It gives holes here in the object, but the object is flat. This part, at least. Not this one, but this one. So it gives an illusion like it has holes or scratches. You have here barrel trap, wooden one, metal barrels. You can also remove the spikes here if you want. So why not using it as yeah, on a stick, as a trap, or maybe changing rotation. Here we have even a drill on it. Why not? Drill is always good. Don't worry, it's just strawberry in a drill. Here we can add even extra rotation to it. So make it even more dangerous looking. Yeah, if you go to dentist, you know this one. Here we have again barrel traps. which are using brackets. And now we are at a car park. When your car is dirty, don't you want to wash it? So this is car wash park. Reusing some things, for example, these cups here are from the circular soles, which was modular, which you can combine, which you saw earlier. When I'm moving close, the object's activating or deactivating, as you see. Using swing loop here as well. And so on. So here as well, the gear is from lever. Just recombined to create this strap here. It's a sandbox. You can create your own traps and combine your things and just attach the scripts on them. So look at the documentation. If you have questions, you can also ask me them in the Discord. Let's go back. So you can look at the demo scene yourself and play around things, but please don't change the prefabs. Make copy of prefabs because you can easily destroy things in the demo scene if you are manipulating the scripts on the prefab itself and overriding it. So be careful with it. So yeah, the main part of the presentation is done. Yeah, let me show you really fast some things, scripts and so on. So this was the lever generator. Is pretty simple. You just press on some buttons here, then you go to your scene view, press on the lever here, and you see here lever mechanics your prefab drag me. This one you just drag somewhere in the assets folder and give it a name. Next time you generate press on something else, you do the same, and this way you can create different variations of lever. Now explanation of the script. Let me stop the GIMP because it's better to look at the things in the edit mode. So basically you see the indicators which provides information about things. The F focus button is your best friend because you can this way read the labels here if you want. You can remove them as well. You can press on things and look how they are working. This was a main switch controller, as I explained before. This one is used to activate objects, rotate things, move things. You can drag and drop sound here and make swing loops. Swing loops like for the axis here. I can show one. This one is, for example, using rotation, and on deactivated when the thing is not used. It's on the x axis is on 90 degrees on angle, and on activated 60, and is going then from 60 to minus 60 all around in a loop, and it's changing the speed over lifetime. On beginning it's slowly, then it has normal speed, then it's going slow again. This takes the speed here and multiplies it with the given value in the chart. The preconditions, yeah. So, for example, if you look at this button here, for example, we have here on the left side, you see in the hierarchy, we have green kitty with a green border. This one is a state setter script. It's used to set state of other switch controllers. And it's this state itself is not switch controller, it's a state setter. We provide here the object which has switch control on it. Then it's important to set the right layer for collision. In the demo scene I don't have much options here, so I choose everything. Then you can set what should be happen if this collider trigger collides with other object. And for example, if something is staying here, it will be sending activating to the platform switch. Platform switch is this object. You see there is a switch control on it. So when we step on this one is sending the activating state to, is trying to set it on this main switch controller. This one is moving the trigger. The trigger is this one, the red thing, the red platform. It's moving it from deactivated to activated position. So the button is moving down when we step on it, and when it's finished, we can add here different action targets. These are objects which you want to manipulate. When this one is done, or we can even combine it with others or events. When it's done, when it's moved to the location, then it will take the sub-switch controllers. These are different other objects which has switch control script attached on them, and will try to set the state from their state as well, from, for example, from deactivated into activating, and then it will do something and will be activated as well. We can make conditions, for example, for this object itself. It must be in specific state to set other object to a different state. We can transfer the state. So transfer means if I'm in the if this object is in gets in the state deactivated, it will just give the deactivated state to the other object. Activated to if it's activated to other object as well, the activated state. It just transfer its own state. Oh, I have changed something. You see the color is automatically changing. So, and toggle is, for example, it will just change the state of the object if it was deactivated, automatically to activate, and so on. And here we are rewriting deactivated to deactivating and activated to activating. You just need to play around, you will understand it, and look at the documentation. It's pretty easy to understand. Yeah, so again, when we step on this trigger here. It will on stay activate the platform switch. This script here, this script will move provided objects trigger down, and when it's reaches this location here, this script gets from deactivated to activated, and when it's activated, it will go through the list here and activate this object. This one has switch controller itself, which moves this ball here up. And then when it reaches the destination, it calls other switch controller, which is changing materials on the object here, show off dummy. And this is a small custom switch controller, is just switching between two materials on activate and deactivate state. Can also set material. You can create easily own scripts. You see the icon here. The setter is green with green border. The switch controller, the normal one, is red. The node walker is this one. It's violet. And other scripts switch controllers are with a white border, like you see here on the material changer. And the last thing I want to show you is a node walker. You see, the node walker, we have here platform with the main switch controller. When we step on it, we have here a node walker wrapper. This one, the node walker wrapper, has different kind of scripts on it called node walker. This one can move things between different positions, and we have different possibilities here. We can loop it. It's default way. It's looping. When it reaches the last node, it will go to the first one. We can make conditions on deactivate. It should stop or go to the next node or the previous closest node, teleport by node to index, and so on. You have different possibilities here what to do if the node walker gets deactivated. It's a node walker, unlike main switch controller or controller, is mainly moving on the activated state, and on the deactivated is just doing what you set, what you will set here. It has sub switch controllers, so you can combine it in chain as well. Preconditions, but the interesting thing is are the nodes. You can add here different nodes which tells the system where to move. So this is a node 0, then 1, and so on. You can also make it wait on the node for a given time, and after it's reaching to this node, you can also change status of other switch controllers, like you saw before. Make, for example, door disappear or something. I'll remove it again. You can also change the state of other switch controllers or sub switch controllers when the wait is finished. We can, here is for example the same. This platform here is using node walker, as you see, but is adding also more nodes. We can easily change the movement of it. For example, if we add here node, to make it, for example, let's make 5 and maybe no, it's not looking good. for example, like this. So we have just in second added other node which is going to this local position. We are working only with local positions and local rotations to make it easy. It's better to add your objects which you want to manipulate into parent to make you see I'm moving it, for example, -6 and normally on the global space it will be like 120 or something for the x-axis, for example. This is why I'm just adding it to a parent, and the parent is somewhere else and the child is as a 0. This is why I can easily set the location without typing too much. Yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for your attention. I hope you enjoyed it. The system is pretty easy when you get used to it. Also providing here documentation. You can read everything yourself, how to use things, how to write your own scripts if you need extensions or connect to your scripts as well. Yeah, I wish you a good day and have fun. And hopefully you will enjoy my system. See ya!